हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, टुडे विल बी डिस्कस अबाउट रोमांटिसिज्म। ओके, आज का हमारा टॉपिक क्या है? रोमांटिसिज्म यानी द रिटर्न टू नेचर, लिटरेचर ऑफ द पीरियड ऑफ द रोमांटिक रिवाइवल। सबसे पहले पढ़ेंगे रोमांटिसिज्म होता क्या है। रोमांटिसिज्म जनरली स्पीकिंग is the expression of sharpened sensibilities and heightened imaginative feelings. Emotions and imaginations are the bedrock of romanticism. Without flights of imaginative sensibility, we may have anything else except romanticism. Further, the romanist takes us too far of places in the distant past and introduce the readers to a world of strangeness and beauty. It is the combination of strangeness allied with beauty that we have the essence of the romantic spirit. Romanticism refers to a movement in art, literature, and music during the 19th century. Romanticism is characterized by the fifth IS imagination, मतलब 5 आई हैं इसमें इसके करेक्टर को का विश्लेषण करने के लिए। फर्स्ट इमेजिनेशन, नेक्स्ट इंट्यूशंस एंड इन आइडियलिज्म, इंस्पिरेशन और इंडिविजुअलिटी। फर्स्ट है इमेजिनेशन। इमेजिनेशन वॉज emphasized over region. This was a backlash against the rationalism characterized by the neoclassical period, the age of reason. Next, imagination was considered necessary for creating all art. British writer Samuel Taylor Coleridge called it intellectual institutions. The poetry of the Romantic Revival is in direct contrast to the characteristics of 18th century neoclassical poems. In the 18th century, poetry was governed by set rules and regulations. There were well-defined lines of poetic compositions, and any deviation from the beaten track was frowned by mentors of poetic thought. The first thing that we have in the poetry of the new age is the break from the thraldom of rules and regulations. The Romantic movement was marked and is always marked, says W. Geelong, by a strong reaction and protest against the bondage of rule and custom, which in science and theology as well as the literature generally tend to fetter the free human spirit. Next है intuition. Romantics placed value in intuition or feelings and instinct over reason. Emotions were important in romantic art. British romantic William Wordsworth described poetry as the spontaneous overflow of powerful feelings. Poetry in the 18th century was concerned with clubs and coffee houses, drawing rooms, and the social and political life of London. It was essentially the poetry of town life, first-hand observation of nature, had practically no place in new classical poetry. In the poetry of Romantic Revival, the interest of poets was transferred from town to country life and from the artificial decoration of drawing rooms to the natural beauty and loveliness of nature began to have its own importance in the poetry of this age. Next, idealism. Idealism is the concept that we can make the world a better place. Idealism refers to any theory that emphasizes the spirit, the mind, or language over matter. Thought has a crucial role in making the world the way it is. Immanuel Kant, a German philosopher, held that the mind forces the world we perceive to take the shape of space and time. Romantic poets started taking interest in the lives of the common people, the shepherds, and the categories, and left the gallant lords and gay butterflies of fashion to the care of novelists. A renewed interest in simple life marked the poetry of the age. Our feelings of humanitarianism colored the poetry of Wordsworth, Shelley, and Byron. This romantic poetry was marked by intense human sympathy and consequent understanding of the human heart. Next, inspiration. The romantic artist, musician, or writer is an inspired creator rather than a technical master. What this means is going with the moment or being spontaneous rather than getting at precise. In Romantic poetry, emphasis was laid on liberty and freedom, the individual. Some of the Romantic poets were rebels against tyranny and brutality exercised by tyrants and despots over human beings crushed by poverty and shame, smashed by inhuman laws. In the poetry of this age, we have a mode of rebellion and crusade against effete social conventions and worn out traditions. Freedom is the breath in which the Romantic poets breathed freely. Next, individuality. Romantic celebrated the individual during this time period. Women's rights and evolution were taking root as major movements. Walt Whitman, a later Romantic writer, would write a poem entitled Song of Myself. It begins, I celebrate myself. Origins. Romanticism began to take root as a movement following the French Revolution. The publication of lyrical ballads by William Wordsworth and Samuel Taylor Coleridge in 1792 is considered the beginning of literary Romanticism. Some Romantic poets chafed with the tyranny, squalor, and ugliness of materialistic life of their age, and to avoid this life of uneasy restlessness, they sought through their poetry an escape from the carking cares and coordinating annexage of the world to a world of beauty and joy which their poetic imagination had pictured. In many ways, Romantic poetry proved to be the poetry of escape from the sorrows and sufferings of mundane life of their times to the Middle Ages, where they found enough beauty and joy to feel the waning flame of their souls. Next, the arts. Romanticism was a movement across all the arts: visual art, music, and literature. All of the arts embraced themes prevalent in the Middle Ages: chivalry, courtly love. Literature and art from this time depicted these themes. Music, ballet, and operas illustrated these themes. Shakespeare came back into vogue. In Romantic poetry, we come across endless variety. Poetry of this age as varied as the character and moods of different writers. When we read Pope, for instance, we have general impression of sameness, but in the work of the West Romanticists, there is endless variety. To read them is like passing through a new village, meeting a score of different human types and finding in each one something to love or to remember. Visual arts. New classical arts was right, severe and unemotional. It harkened back to ancient Greece and Rome. Romantic art was emotional, deeply felt, individualistic, and exotic. It has been described as a reaction to neoclassicism or anti-classicism. Reaction against neoclassicism gathered to a head long before the end of the 18th century till it was practically suppressed by the Romantic movement of the early 19th century, which it is well known was at once a revolt and a revival, both of which were many sided and complex and required an analytical specification. The revolt was directed against the 18th century hypothesis of reason and judgment in favor of emotion, passion, and imagination, so that the heart came to be regarded as a wiser guide than the head, an ideal which inspired the well known confession of John Keats: I am certain of nothing but the holiness of the heart's affection and truth of imagination. It is also expressed in the various definitions of poetry, such as the spontaneous overflow of powerful feelings, the language of passion and imagination, and the lava of passion, which eruption prevents an earthquake, a reaction against the 18th century concentration upon the city and cultured society with its artificial trapping and sophisticated outlook. Decadent and code in a favor of the passion for nature and for simple, unsophisticated and rustic humanity living in close association with nature, and for the innate purity, dignity, and undimmed vision of childhood, both individual and of the race in general. The ideal is voiced in Rousseau's slogan of back to with nature, in Cowper's God made the country and made the town, and the belief widely shared that civilization has been at fall from the innocence of the novice savage, and the primitive apes were in fact poetical than the civilized one. The abstract concept of the new classical nature as the permanent system of law, order, balance, and subtle adaptation of means to an end was replaced by the opposite concept of building, profusion, wildness, grandeur, and picturesqueness, with a marked shift of interest from Johnson's general features and ampler objects and scenes. Okay, thank you for watching.